has seemed to really like these life series videos that I've done. They focus on topics like productivity, organization, and success in your personal and professional life. So today I'm going to provide you with a lot of inspiration and motivation, and well, there's some reality in there too. Success in life, wealth, work and life balance, or spirituality and health. Whatever you're focusing on right now in your life and that you're trying to be successful in, I want to share my 5 tips with you. We'll look at a few examples of what successful people do and what they don't do. And with the new year just around the corner, well, this is just the perfect time for you to go ahead and start reflecting on the past year's successes and then planning for the next year. I created a printable worksheet to help you work out your goals for the year and to create success in your life. I will make sure to link that in the information box below this video. If you're new here on Artsy Cupcake, my name's Maria, and I put new videos up twice a week with tips to help you perfect the art of life, home, health, and style. If you're not already part of the Artsy Cupcake Crew, please consider subscribing so that you can be part of this happy and helpful community. With the new year coming up, you may be putting together your resolutions and thinking about many or even just one way that you can do something different to really make your life better or more successful this year. I looked closely at examples of highly successful people and what they do in their routines that's unique, and I consolidated my findings and I saw some patterns among these successful people. So let's just get right into these 5 tips to be crazy successful. All talk and action. Let's make it happen. This quote from Colonel Sanders shows determination, grit, and an all-in attitude. I don't think he waited around for things to happen for him. He was the conductor and he made things happen for himself. No matter your past or your current situation, we all have to work hard for what we want. Hard work will get you there and it won't happen overnight, so don't get frustrated if success takes a while. Just stick to your goals and work towards them. A lot of people fail because they get impatient or they shut down after failure. If you do that, you'll never see the goals fully played out. Things don't happen instantly or just because you can visualize them. Consistency, hard work, and staying the course is what really makes a difference. Say you send an email to a prospect and you wait for them to respond and you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Nothing's going to happen. It's up to you to follow up and not just wait for them to respond. Don't give up and assume that they don't want to talk to you. Just try again and stay the course until you get a response. And remember that any response is a good one. Even a bad response can be helpful because it allows you to move on to your next goal and have more focus there. Success is hard, but with the desire to achieve your goals, any obstacle can be pushed through. Here's a few questions to get you on the right path, and I'll leave the link to my printable worksheet in the description box below, which will have all these questions right there. Is there something you've talked about doing for a long time? What are the steps you've taken to accomplish this goal? Are there any obstacles blocking your way? What steps can you take to break through these obstacles? Never stop learning about what you love. Continuous learning means you have to accept that you don't know everything. Having the childlike attitude of wonder opens up your mind and it helps you learn new things and look at everything in a different way. You'll remain stagnant if you put a halt on your learning, for whatever the reason might be. Maybe you just finished school and you don't ever want to read a book again, or you're so busy that reading seems like it's the last thing you have time for, or maybe you think you already pretty much know everything. But if you're reading something that's relevant to what you want to grow in this year, then you can always find time for that. Self-growth and targeted learning and education is something that we can all take advantage of, and we should take advantage of every single day. It's cheap, it's easy, and if finding the time is the problem, just think of it this way. It's something that you're doing for yourself. Take note of your assets, what you're really good at, and what you are really passionate about. What do you want to improve upon this year, and what are your goals? Instead of getting sucked into a television series and spending hours watching that, look at what you could do to improve your existing talents by continuous education. Look for ways that you can round out what you're already good at by adding, say, another skill set. So, what are your favorite things to learn about? What are you really good at? What do you want to learn more about this year, or is there a skill that you want to master? Set daily and big goals through journaling. Keep a journal, but don't keep a journal to complain about everything that went wrong in your day. Instead, use that journal to write down what you want your future to look like and what you learned during the day and what you want to improve upon. So, being introspective is such a huge part of growth, and it helps you not get set in your ways. I noticed that when I journaled daily, I tend to ask myself questions about my direction in life and business, because I'm taking that little moment at the end of the day to reflect back and remember what happened, and I'm literally taking note and learning from that day. The words or the images that I'm writing down on the paper become solid, and I see myself creating a strategy for the future by using this journaling method. It makes each day more meaningful, being able to learn from all of my experiences, and it helps me move forward in a positive way. Have you had a recent experience that you learned from? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? Don't be scared. Henry Ford had so many failed attempts at the Model T. He went bankrupt, and he even tried to go into politics, but he never succeeded at that. But here I am 100 years later quoting him because he wasn't scared to try something new, and he wasn't scared of failure. It didn't stop him, and it shouldn't stop you either. When Thomas Edison was inventing the light bulb, he had several hundred failed attempts. In an interview, he was asked, "How do you feel after all your failed attempts?" His response was, "I didn't fail. I learned hundreds of ways not to invent the light bulb." So he saw all of these failures as a lesson. Each failed attempt or each rejection makes you feel like you should give up after a failure, but by paying attention to your failures and studying them, you can learn how to succeed. Successful people thrive when they push themselves out of their comfort zone. That thing that you're afraid of is usually what you should tackle. Big changes only come when you do something huge, and if you're already afraid, then you need to push yourself out of it to try it. Otherwise, you'll always have those could haves or would haves or what ifs in the back of your mind. So ask yourself what you're afraid of, and then ask yourself what you can do to move forward. What fear is holding you back from your goals? What can you do to remove the fear? Move forward with your passions. In an interview with The Good Entrepreneur, Richard Branson said the amount of time people waste dwelling on failures rather than putting that energy into another project always amazes me. So after you've removed the fears and maybe had a few failures, there is no time to waste on feeling bad for yourself if it didn't work out. Yes, maybe you wasted a lot of time, a lot of energy, or even money trying to make an idea or invention work, but anybody who's had success has had failures, and they probably didn't waste any time getting on to their next idea. They just accept that it wasn't meant to be, and they get back out there and make a big difference in a different way. You need to trust in your ability to succeed. This is the only way to cultivate that right mindset. Replace negative thoughts with the positive ones. Approach problems not as obstacles stopping you, but merely as tasks that will help you keep going. If you stay positive and you think like this, setbacks won't affect you so much, and even the biggest obstacles will seem like tiny little problems. Do you find yourself focusing on past regrets? What are these regrets, and have you accomplished anything by focusing on them? Can you let go and move forward knowing that you learned something from that experience? So there were my 5 tips to be crazy successful. I hope this inspired you and got you thinking about your goals for the next year. I created a printable worksheet on my blog, so I will link that blog below in case you want to go download that for free to help you plan your goals. Here on Artsy Cupcake, we like to help each other out, so please share in the comment section below what you do to be successful in your life. And if you liked this video and you want to see when I post more like it, please subscribe and make sure to leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very happy day.